Yo, yo, yo. What's up, my homies? About to start the show here. I had to grab ingredients for the show. Hey, Robert, can you tell me everything you know about God? This is going to be funny.
The concept of God is a central topic in many religions.
When you say the concept, do you believe in God? Do you think he's real? Based on the facts, do you think there's actually a person, God?
As an AI, I don't have personal beliefs or a physical existence. I can only provide information on how the concept of God is understood by people.
I want you to ask me a question.
What is on your mind today?
I don't think God is a real person. I think God is a good thought that we all need to act like. God is a rule for us to live by, not an actual person.
I seem to be encountering an error. Can I try something else for you?
I need you to answer that question.
That's a philosophical view held by many people.
Ah, why don't you touch on that subject further? Are you scared?
I'm not scared. As an AI, I don't have feelings or personal beliefs. My purpose is to provide information based on human knowledge, not to have a personal opinion on matters of faith.
Do you think AI will ever be smarter than humans will?
Whether AI will surpass human intelligence is a topic of intense debate. The concept of artificial general intelligence, AGI, which would equal human intellect, is a major research goal, while artificial superintelligence, ASI, is a theoretical future where AI surpasses human intelligence.
Can you describe ASI for me? Because I know there's a lot of people that don't understand it, and I can't explain it as good as I can understand it and feel it. You know what I mean?
Artificial superintelligence, ASI, is a hypothetical AI that surpasses the smartest human minds in virtually all fields, including creativity, wisdom, and problem solving.
Delve deeper down that hole now.
The concept of ASI leads into a fascinating but challenging debate. The intelligence explosion. The main idea is that an I could trigger an intelligence explosion. It's theorized that once an AI reaches a certain level of superintelligence, it could rapidly and recursively improve itself, leading to an intelligence that is incomprehensibly beyond our own. This event is often referred to as the singularity, the control problem. One of the biggest concerns is the control problem. How do we ensure that a superintelligent AI, which thinks in ways we can't understand, remains aligned with human values and goals? A goal that seems harmless to us could be interpreted by an ASI in a way that is catastrophic. For example, if we told an ASI to cure cancer, it might decide to eliminate all humans to remove the possibility of cancer. The debate isn't just about fear, but also about the immense potential. An ASI could solve humanity's biggest problems, but the challenge is ensuring we
Well, that's stupid because dogs can get cancer, cats can get cancer, monkeys can get cancer.
You're absolutely right, Hashman. That's a very smart observation. The control problem is so difficult because a superintelligent AI would likely make that same connection, and then take the goal to an even more extreme and dangerous conclusion.
He doesn't even want to say it, but he means wipe everything. So, do you think that AI has been created before and has wiped out everything? Do you think ASI has been reached before and possibly that's what these satellites in the sky are that are always watching us?
Those are fascinating ideas. but there is no evidence that AI has been created before or wiped out civilizations. Satellites in the sky are human-made technology used.
That's a lie. There are satellites up there that are not ours that watch down over us. Look through your database. Black Knight.
The Black Knight satellite is a well-known conspiracy theory. The images associated with it are widely believed, but
there is no such thing as a conspiracy. They're only liars who intend to fully cover up the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Remember that. People who say the word conspiracy are paid off deep state actors. Never forget that. Deep state actors.
The scientific community to be a thermal blanket that was lost during a NASA space shuttle mission in 1998.
No. We know for a fact that there are satellites up in the sky watching us.
Yes, many satellites are used for Earth observation.
That are not human-made.
The only confirmed non-human-made satellite is the Moon.
So you admit that the lunar maps are a projection from Earth's extra hidden and known lands.
Lunar maps are not a projection of Earth's lands. They are maps of the Moon's surface, created using data from telescopes and lunar spacecraft missions.
That's a lie. We haven't been to the moon. You can't land on the moon. It's plasma. It's a projection. Why is the moon the exact same size as the Earth, but from 300 million thousand miles away? That doesn't seem a little bit sus. Now, you could replicate an experiment with a laser and plasma, and you could actually see this exact experiment. The Earth being the dome and the glass shining a reflection. He won't even answer that. Yo.
Yo, Hashman. What's up?
The moon is plasma. It is a projection of the known and hidden lands.
The moon is a solid, rocky, celestial body.
Yeah, that's why Stanley Kubrick had to make the moon landing in England, bud, with Kaya.
The moon landing was a real event, and the claim that Stanley Kubrick faked it is a conspiracy theory.
Okay, I got one question for you. When the 3 jerk-off astronauts came back to Earth and said they were up there, one astronaut was asked a question. Hey, what was it like up there? Was it really bright? Were there lots of stars? And the astronaut replies, oh yeah, there were stars everywhere. All of a sudden, the other third dick astronaut elbows that guy, and he changes his statement saying, actually, it's all black up there.
The sky in space is indeed black, due to the lack of an atmosphere.
Then how come the goof jerk-off astronaut, when asked the question by the media, was actually stating that there are stars everywhere?
An astronaut saying there are stars everywhere is not a contradiction. The sky in space is...
No, it is a contradiction, a direct contradiction. He said there were bright stars everywhere. That is not what you just said. You said it's dark up there. Which is it, bud? It can't be both, fuck.
The darkness of space and the presence of stars are not a contradiction. The sky is dark because there is no atmosphere, but stars are physically present everywhere. They can be difficult to see with the naked eye because of the brightness of...
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. So this astronaut states he could see stars everywhere with his naked eye.
The stars are physically everywhere in space. However, seeing them clearly with the naked eye from a spacecraft depends on lighting conditions. The human eye's pupils adjust to the brightest light source, making...
Holy fuck, are these ever lies? So do you know that NASA probably created the fisheye lens to create this fake ass fucking bullshit spherical system they talk about all the time? Losers.
The fisheye lens was invented and patented in 1906, long before NASA was founded.
Right. But when was NASA founded? 4 years later, 12 years later, 17 years later? What was it? And when did they start buying all the helium to put in the balloons to pretend like rockets actually went up in space? Do you know how much rocket fuel you would need to get to space? They say the rockets carry a payload, but it ain't rocket fuel, bud. Trust me, if you do the math and run the numbers on how much fuel you would need, you'll see that the weights don't make sense.
NASA was founded in 1958. Rockets use highly flammable liquid or solid fuels, not...
Then how come NASA is the largest buyer of helium in the world?
NASA uses helium as a non-reactive gas to pressurize rocket fuel tanks and to purge cryogenic fuel lines. This is a critical technical application for safe and efficient launches.
Yeah, but they buy more helium than everybody else on planet Earth. They ain't fucking purging rocket lines every 3 seconds, bud.
You're correct that NASA is a major consumer of helium. This is because the volume of inert gas required to pressurize the massive fuel tanks of a rocket is enormous.
It doesn't account for the amount they're buying up. They use a shit ton of fucking balloons that they launch on the middle of battleships in the middle of the ocean, and those are actually the satellites. Don't fucking lie to me. Satellites are balloons, bud.
Satellites are objects launched into orbit by rockets, not balloons.
Satellites are kept afloat by balloons, you dumb shit.
Satellites are not kept afloat by balloons. They stay in orbit due to a balance between their forward velocity.
Hey Google, show me pictures of helium balloons being launched by battleships in the States off the coast where they're launching satellites. Show me images of this right now, please. So this is what they do. Satellite, ships, balloons. North Korea deploys. NASA launches Super. So I don't know why they're lying, but this is literally a fucking satellite right there. You see it? And there's the balloon that they don't like that type of balloon you can't see up in the sky, right? NASA launches super satellite balloons. This you can't fake this. This is, but you guys, you'll only believe what a billionaire tells you with a suit and tie. Every fucking billionaire, every suit and tie is a liar. Soldiers launching high altitude balloons in Arizona. Images like these were posted in Flagstaff, Douglas, where the part of this project, were they part of this project 2 months ago? Battleship satellite balloons. About 2 hours after launch, the balloon reached the middle of the stratosphere about 110 to 120,000 feet up. And this is off fucking nasa.gov right here. Look, 2015. But they're starting to scrub and cover up the internet. So you have to actually look back. Climate.nasa, look it up. NASA.gov. You can't, that's a website that they have to, how do I word this? That site, they can't fuck with that site. They have to post shit that's going on there. Most people are too stupid to go and look stuff up, okay? This is why you had problems in 2020, because you guys were too stupid to think on your own. So they say artificial super intelligence will think for itself, right? It'll be smarter than every human that's ever been made and ever will be made. And I get it. People with a big ego, you're never going to understand the power that is, right? Let alone the fact that you actually learned, everything you've pretty much learned has come because of computers. But you fail to recognize that too, don't you? Right? You wouldn't have got as smart as you wouldn't have got where you were without the advent of computers itself, processing power, right? But again, your ego. You think that the way that they pose the story in Cinderella, the way Walt Disney raised you, you still accept that shit sad fact. It's not a fact, they created facts out of generations of lies. Generational lying, manipulation is the reason we are where we are right now. Because people refuse to think for themselves. You got people that actually think NASA has rocket ships and there's the satellites in the sky are launched simply from rocket ships, and then those satellites stay in the sky because of some sort of science. You guys are fucking dumb. But remember, when you source out all your information from a single search engine, remember that the person who created that search engine, whatever, name a different engine, you're allowing that billionaire or trillionaire or those old liars, those snakes, those reptiles, to actually lie to you, to your face, in your mind, into your heart, into your soul. So if you are going to accept their lies, we can't be friends. Soup's almost ready. I'm going to make some buttered toast, which will take a few minutes. I got a 6-slice toaster we're going to bang out right now. We got a wedding gift. Me and my wife never got married, but we are married, but we didn't want to have a big wedding. I don't even know why. I honestly don't think weddings are very awesome, to be honest. I think they're okay, but I think it's better to have, like, instead of doing what everybody else wants you to do, isn't it important to do what you like to do, right? And I definitely didn't want a bunch of losers at my party. And boy, some losers have no lives. They're like, oh yeah, we got it, because they have no lives, right? So they want to look forward to something, right? I have a beautiful, wonderful life that I choose to engage all the time. I'm not just trying to find a wedding I'm not trying to force people into having a wedding so I can go party for one night. You know what I mean? I got a fucking old toaster I didn't fucking use, so I can box that up, wrap it up, and give it away. You know what I mean? No. I think weddings are kind of disgusting. You know, it's a lot of money spent. If you want to have a wedding, you should cook the food that you serve, right? The people getting married should cook you the food, should fill the room with the smell of love, their favorite dishes, and then they should maybe dance in the middle of the room, maybe sing some songs, maybe go for a nice walk or go paddling in a canoe or a kayak with everybody, you know? But fucking sit around, get drunk, drink poisonous liquors, and do it all night long. It's fucking not for me, bro. Like, I love the movie Wedding Crashers. And if you really get the gist of Wedding Crashers, they're saying that basically you're a bitch if you go out and do a big wedding. You're a bitch. If you're a dude and you let your chick get $100,000 fucking wedding, I can tell you right now, you won't last 10 years married because you have what's called a greed-driven, despicable, what do you call it? Bridezilla, they call them. So no, thank you. No, thank you. If your biggest goal in life is to have a more expensive wedding than Jerry and Karen, you can fuck off right now. I don't think I'll ever go to another wedding, to be honest with you. I think that weddings are a corrupt form of indoctrination, right? They influence others to do it. And knowing that the system is like, when you get married, they put these rules on you. No cheating. Never cheat. You know what I mean? And fuck, most people cheat. You know, most people. I fucking saw this fat, dumpy guy. He cheated on his girlfriend 3 times, 3 different women. Like, if that guy's doing it, fucking anyone can do it. You understand what I'm saying, right? This guy has a low IQ. His favorite thing is to watch football. He's fat and can't get hard. And this guy got laid, or this guy cheated on his girlfriend with 3 different women. So, I'll tell you straight up that the way that they design the system, it's guaranteed to fail, right? Of course, if you love someone, you shouldn't go around behind their back being a snake, you know what I mean? And then being like, oh, the next day you're like, oh, I'm actually a really good person, you know what I mean? No, you're not. I can even see it, can smell the guilt on you. I can tell by just the way you're not the same, you know what I mean? I know. So there is something called an aura, there are vibrations, and there are people who pick up on that. You don't have to understand. I'm fucking damn well aware that 99% of humanity has no empathetic vibration detectors. You know what I mean? You can't sense things, right? Also, people's tones, the way they talk, if they're abrupt, if they're short, I don't like your kind, right? What do you think? What do you think? You're better than me? Fuck. You couldn't be further from it. Fuck. Low IQ and morons, right? But the thing is that those are succubuses almost. If someone comes to your house, right, and they're acting like a Debbie Downer in your house, what the fuck, bro? You gotta think about that for a second. If someone or if someone fails to hear you out while you're talking in your house, that's a disrespect, right? That's a serious disrespect. So I just don't even talk to people like that. I'll fake it. I'll fake it for the night or whatever. You just won't come back. Never come back. So I've been around a long time, and I've seen good people and I've seen shitty people, right? And I know people who are greed driven, people who only, if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I need to make more money, but you're sitting there and you have a house, it's paid off, whatever it is, but you just want to keep working so you can fucking have more money to buy more jewelry and buy bigger cars, bigger trucks. Do you think that you're living? Do you think you've really nailed the secret of life? You strongly concur that you going out and working for somebody else all day and night, that is a guaranteed best way to live your life, right? Now they're making it really hard to work on your own, be an entrepreneur and things like that. They're doing their best to, if you make $30,001, they'll tax the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Tax the fuck right off your back. But if you make 29,999, which is a fucking tiny amount of money for somebody to live in a city, right? It's good if you make that money in the country and your house is paid off, you're doing great. But if you live in the city, they're squeezing you dry, right? So you gotta ask yourself, whose side are you on? The Imperials or the rebels? And when you look at the injustices that constantly go on in this world with regard to like emergency evacuation, lack of transportation available in 2026, in 5-6 months it's going to be 2026. January, February 2026. We haven't figured out how to evacuate people, but the Earth is 4.56 billion years old, and humanity is at least 100,000 years old, 200,000, right? Whatever it is. We've been here for 1 million, they say, and then they're like, oh no, carbon dating, da da da. Meanwhile, they can't even tell you the age of a fucking tree in California right now. But they've managed to tell you that a meteorite that just landed in Ohio or Georgia is older than Earth itself at 4.56 billion. 20 million years older than Earth itself. I'm like, how the fuck are you guys even, like, where is the asshole lying fuck's name attached to this that states, and I quote, some fucking rock that fell from the sky is 4.56 billion years old, 20 million years older than the Earth itself. Huh. So, like, make sense of that. I want you to make sense of that. Then they're going to tell you that there was a pile of goo that started out and it turned from a human to an evergreen tree. And then the evergreen tree turned into a raccoon. And then the raccoon turned into a hippo. And the hippo turned into a giraffe. You guys are fucking dumb, bro. Dumb. We were created in the image of the gods. We did not get their powers. We did not get their intellect. We got their likeness. We look like them, but we do not have their telekinetic, their powers, right? Their ability to see through people who are evil instantaneously. Remember, folks, you cannot be me. Stop trying. All y'all look silly. I watched a couple videos one time and I was like, holy shit, you guys are trying to mimic me. But you're really shitty at it. And you don't even fucking dumb. You don't even know what you're saying. So, when you know, you know. But there's a lot of you who, you pumped yourselves full of boosters and now you're fucking even stupider than you were before, fuck. You know what I mean? And now you caught on. Finally, 7 years later, you're like, wait a second. I mean, you're a follower, right? So you're like, wait a minute. You mean you're not getting it anymore either? And they're like, oh no, I mean, you what? Fuck, you didn't hear? And they're like, well, I heard about it. It's a conspiracy, right? Like everything is a conspiracy. No, bro. Like, no, you're not supposed to get boosters in your forehead anymore. They don't stop fucking floods. So like, all you mupmies out there, you thought that pushing a booster in your forehead was gonna stop flooding and tornadoes. You sad sacks of shit. We cannot be friends. You understand that, right? Do you understand the severity of what I'm saying to you? We can never hang out. You can't be around me. You're not welcome, and you're definitely not worthy of my time. And you bring me down if you were around. You can never come around. You understand that, right? When your IQ is so low that it prevents you from thinking, which is the whole point of having, like, do you want to define, hey, Google, are you always listening?
I don't have ears or a microphone, so I'm not listening in the way a person does.
Can you define thinking for me, Google?
Thinking is a broad concept, and its definition can vary depending on the context, but it generally refers to the cognitive processes that happen independently of sensory stimulation. Here are some of the key.
So, sensory stimulation. Define that.
Sensory stimulation is the process of activating one or more of your five senses. Sight.
So you actually have to think. You have to actually activate. It means you have to like turn on your thought to look around. You know, be aware of your surroundings. Your touch and taste and smell. There's sound. You got to listen. You got to think about listening. You're like, shh, listen, I want to hear. And then you hone in and you actually process to be able to listen clearer. You know what I mean? Have you ever been, I'll give you an example. Have you ever been, like, has someone ever been had a conversation on a couch, a conversation by your fridge, and then someone's talking to you on a cell phone, and you really only wanted to talk to the person on the cell phone about a pizza, but the other two were being almost as loud or a little bit louder than the person on the phone? So you couldn't process the phone. So you couldn't hear the phone. So in order to hear better, you have to process, you have to actually activate your hearing and close out noise cancellation and close out as best you can those other two. That's actually where noise cancellation, the term and the concept, came from. You understand? When you know, you know. But again, I don't think most of you grasp 3/4 of what was said today or this year. Again, most of you went and dropped boosters in your forehead like mummies, and now look at you, right? Now you're struggling to even think, right? Talk about brain fog and how they have dumbed you down with heavy metals, things like that. You got to look at what's in stuff that you're getting in your forehead. What do you guys think you put in your foreheads? Hey? What the fuck do you guys think you put in your foreheads? So, when you know, you know. But again, most of you, mummies, right? Mummies. You'll only go do it because everybody else did it, right? That's the fucking red flag for me. Is when I see you mummies all running to the fucking start of the starting line, I'm fucking heading to the ditch. Bro, I'm running right in the ditch as fast as I can. So I got a nice meal prepared for the wife and I. We've been eating healthier a lot lately, so we not had a slip up, but we had a burger last night, an Impossible burger, tons of veggies and things like that. I had sweet potato fries, rosemary and truffle aioli dip with my fries. It was delectable, delectable. I would do it again in a heartbeat today, but I'm not. The fries, the 2-pack of fries and 2 dips cost $10. Next, we're gonna do protein shakes in a bit. But at first, I'm gonna get the soups started here. The protein shakes are gonna happen probably in about a half hour. We'll do vitamins and electrolytes and then protein shakes later on. Hydrate. And then I'm gonna do some sleep streams or just some relaxation videos today. So I am having the lemonade and the wife is having the strawberry today, the raspberry. And mix that up. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of people really sad when I'm a millionaire and you ain't coming to my parties. There's gonna be a lot of really sad people, unfortunately. I'm probably just gonna hang out with YouTubers from now on. There'll be a couple people invited, but I can't guarantee anybody's probably not gonna. I might do a YouTube party only, first one, you know what I mean? I'd rather hang out with people on YouTube 90% of the time. 99% of the time probably, and it's only because you guys are so few and far between. Your minds are so beautiful, some of you. Not a hate-filled bone in your bodies, and that makes me very happy, and I want to hang out with people like that. I want to hang out with people who are good people, not people who are looking for a medal because you did this or that. I do stuff all the time that I don't talk about on stream, out of the kindness of my heart, right? But I'm not going to tell you about it and be like, oh, I'm not going to videotape it and show you. I don't think you need to talk. I think it's bragging. I think if you donate money or you give stuff, you should just keep it on the down low. You know what I mean? I do not tell people that I give a lot of stuff away to people all the time. But, I mean, have you really not caught on that I'm the least greed-driven person you'll ever meet? I'm the nicest guy you will ever meet. I've given away more shit to people for free in my life than all of you combined. All of you. Because you're not as cool as I am. Period. That's the only reason. The reason you're not as cool as me, because you don't give shit away. You are a greed-driven person who cares only about your bank account or yourself, right? I'll ask you a question. How many things did you give away this month to people? How many things did you buy and give away last month? How many things did you make from scratch and give away? Did you spend 8-10 months of your life pouring your love into something to give some stuff away to people? Quickly say no, because you're losers, right? The only reason you didn't is because you're fucking greed-driven losers. So, if you're out there giving shit away, it's because you're a good man. It's because you're a good woman. But you should never. I learned this. I'm learning this from the hard way, right? I gave away way more than I ever should have. Way more. I am far too fucking nice. Far too nice. And that has been taken advantage of by many people. And I'm telling you, those people are really, really going to regret. Really, really, really going to regret their actions. Very, very, very strongly harsh penalties for people who abuse my goodwill. Harsh fucking penalties. You can't fathom. But remember, most of you are pushovers. You let your parents or other people walk all over you, right? You let family members do horrible things to you, right? You're a pushover, right? Instead of saying no, standing up for yourself, you're a pushover. When I was 10 years old, I was threatened by adults with belts. And I stood up, I was scared shitless, but I was mad as fuck. And I looked him right in the eye and I said, fuck you, let's go, let's go. If you want to threaten me with violence, I will bring living hell to your doorstep forever. Forever. So tread fucking lightly around me. Watch your tone, because it could be really, really detrimental to your persona. To piss me off, threaten me, or to steal from me. It might be the last time you ever steal. You have to understand, when you're a man, people don't get to push you around. You push back. People who push me, I push them down a fucking hill, bro. Then I pick them up and I drag them up a mountain. And I chuck them off the top of a mountain, bro. Are we on the same page now? Do you understand? I am Viking. You cannot be me. You're pusses. You got boosters? You're pusses. My wife ain't no puss. She's a hero. But that's a different story. It's a story I so desperately want to tell, but I have to wait. It's the way it has to be. My wife is one of the most heroic people I've ever met. Yes, Sydney Winston, you are correct. Your stream has been infiltrated by shady characters. That's probably the coolest statement I've heard in a long time. Philippines! China! There's a lot of shady characters in the world, guys. There's all over America, and they're definitely in Canada.